All motivation podcasts are strictly based on opinion. Any facts given should and will be backed up by a source. If a source is not given, then it should not be taken otherwise.
Now I'ma I get it until my numbers call. Till I'm just a name and a memory on my homies' wall. I be moving on, I'm trying to just build my dome up. Till I'm just a snake, my toes up.
Welcome to the newest episode and the new season of Motivation Inspired. I am the host, Curtis Moore, aka Curly Mo, or of course you can call me Mo. Now today what I am going to do is get into a series that I have been wanting to start ever since I started my podcast. It is something that needs to be discussed and talked about. So I decided that that's what I was going to do. The series is called Dating, Doomed or Destined. Dating, Doomed or Destined. The reason why I wanted to start this series is because, number one, it's kind of personal to me because I haven't long ago just gotten back out into the dating pool. And the things that I have seen and I have heard is just, it's got me flabbergasted. But anyway, and also it is a topic that has been discussed on all platforms. People say all the time and have their theory about what's going on with dating and marriages and all that stuff all the time. So I really wanted to get into this. I wanted to get into the meat of it. So over the next few podcasts that I do, and hopefully I'll be doing it on a regular basis since I got a little time now, I will be discussing different topics about dating. So today's episode of the new season, because it is a new season. I don't know why I'm doing seasons, but I am. But it is a new season, a new year, and I'm going to start off with this topic called, what's the problem? Now, when you hear that statement, what's the problem? 9 times out of 10 is somebody being kind of sarcastic and they're basically saying, what's your problem? Why is it your business? Why are you looking at me like that? Different things like that. So when you hear that, the reason why I chose that statement is because a lot of people talk about the problems in dating. A lot of people talk about the problems in dating. You see it all over. Men don't do this. Women are so that. Da, 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 da. She's gay. He's gay. Da, da, da. All this stuff about dating you see all the time. So what we're going to do in this episode, we're going to get into the meat of what people think some of the problem with dating today is. I have this episode written down, but I did add that first part, so it kind of has me thrown off. So if I sound a little off, I apologize. I'm going to have to start where I think I need to start. So if it's a little bit of repeating, I do apologize. But in this series, I will be jumping into the dating pool, getting into depths and details about the life of dating, relationships, and the ups and downs and more. There are a lot of things I will be covering over several episodes, so make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to be talking from different aspects and different topics. Some of the topics is going to be kind of long-winded, and some of the topics you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he talked about that. Yes, so just bear with me on this. I was going to start out with a story, but I don't think I'm going to. After doing that first part, I'm going to kind of leave it off. So I'm just going to move forward. All you hear and see about dating is things such as men ain't worth a crap, women are hoes, men aren't men anymore, women are too independent, etc. When you ask random singles why they are single or how their dating life is going, you hear a lot of opinionated problems. So today's first episode for this series is called, what's the problem? So I'm going to start out by getting a little personal. I have not too long ago gone through a divorce, which puts me back out in the dating field. Before the marriage, I was in an almost 3-year relationship. And right after that, I met my ex-wife. So I have been out of the dating game for around 5 years. When I finally did, I noticed that there was things that were different. Things wasn't the same as it was 5 years before. Yes, sure, I'm a little bit older, but literally there are some things that have changed. In my experience, it doesn't seem like people want the same things anymore. I mean, they say they want the same things, but to be honest, there are a lot of different factors that play in these roles. So when I have gotten back out into the dating field, most of the time you hear people talk about they want love, they want somebody that they can build with, and they want somebody that they could live their life with and all this other stuff. But is that what they really want? They don't want to add the fact of in the expense of the things that I want. Because most people look for these things, but they want it to be in the way that they want it to be. They don't just date to be dating somebody and getting to know somebody. They're dating to get to know if that person is the one that they want, or that person is the one that has the very same aspects as they want. Not a person they can build with to get to know each other so that they can work on each other together and build with each other together. People want to build separately. So a lot of these things have changed. But we're going to name a few of these things and a few of these problems in this episode. So here are a few. The focus is on the unimportant things rather than the important thing. They are focused on what a person drives, how a person looks, what's their status. Do they have a lot of money? Are they broke? How are they in bed? You hear all the time, well, if they ain't got a big you know what, then they can't satisfy me. If they don't suck what, then they can't satisfy me. And they put that as a lot of factors in if that's the person they want to be with the rest of their life. You hear all the time women talking about, well, what kind of car do you drive? Because they're basing what they want on the material things that they have. You hear all the time, oh, well, does she got big boobs, or does she got a big booty, or is she light-skinned, dark? You hear all this stuff all the time. And people use that to factor in if this is the person they want to spend the rest of their life with, rather than a person's personality and if they have the same things in common. So people pass up good partners because they don't have these things that I just mentioned. So you miss out on a lot of people that could be potentially a great wife or a great husband to you because you're so stuck on them unimportant things. Okay, next. They are focused on what they want instead of what they need. Oh, I gotta have a light-skinned man. Oh, a woman, if she don't have big breasts, then I don't want her. If they're not at least making $50,000, then I don't want them, and et cetera, et cetera. This is kind of similar to the one I discussed before. People are more focused on what they want instead of what they need. You know, mind you, a woman could have 3 kids and she's been single all of 3 or 4 years and needs a strong man to help build them kids up as a man should. But she ain't focused on that. You know what I'm saying? A man could need a life partner to build with to help give him structure for him owning a business. but because she ain't got a big booty or she ain't got big breasts, then he might pass that up. She might have a very intelligent mind, but he done passed that up because she ain't got the looks that he wants. So they pass up on these things. They pass up on these good partners because they don't have them things. They're focused on what they want instead of what they need. Okay? People are focused on more social media than getting to know each other. They ask questions such as, do you have a Facebook? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have a Snapchat? Are you on Instagram? Rather than getting to know somebody. That's one of the things I found in the dating pool when I when I had tried to get to know women. I will sit there and talk to them. They said, well, don't you got an Instagram and don't you have a Twitter? Let's FaceTime. And they don't start asking questions like, well, where are you from? How many kids do you have? What are your plans for the future? They don't ask questions like, what do you like to do for a living? What do you like to do for fun? They don't get to know each other. They're so interested in if somebody has like a social media or what kind of phone that they got. Well, let me look you up on Facebook, and they look people up on Facebook, and a lot of times Facebook is not a person's true personality. Twitter is not a person's true personality. Now, I have something to say about that a little later on, but they're so focused on that and what's not and not what a person really is. Well, you know what? We're going to discuss that now. Now, a lot of people sit here and say, well, I'm only on social media to have fun. Well, I only post things just to be posting. I hear that stuff all the time, but I don't agree with that. I don't care what anybody says. You might be posting for fun. You might be posting just to be posting, but a little bit of that has to do with something going on in your life as well, because why would you do it anyway? If it's not important, why would you do it, period? Why would you turn around and post something about, well, men ain't. Oh, I was just posting just to be posted, just to get everybody to laugh. I would just post for entertainment. But if nobody's listening, if nobody saw it, would you post it? No, you would not. So obviously you posted for some reason. When you start talking about freaky stuff on Facebook, but you're not a freaky person, but why would you sit there and post it? And people sit there and post all their business, the ones that post all their business on social media. How does that make you look? How does that make you look? Well, they shouldn't pay attention to how, that's the first thing a lot of people see, because you don't just go out somewhere and see somebody and meet them. Even if you go to the club, you might. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to meet somebody on a social media platform. So why would you put yourself out there like that? But then, yet you're sitting here talking about, oh, I can't get a good man. All these men is turning around saying that I'm this and I'm that, and they want to get in my pants and da-da-da. Or I can't get a good woman. All I get is these rat hoes that just want to take my money. Well, what do you be posting on Facebook? Well, that's just for entertainment. Okay, that's what you're putting out there. When all of people's business is on social media, so there isn't much to get to know. The ones that post all their business on social media is more likely to not really get nobody, because you're posting all your business, and then you get mad when somebody says something about it or whatever. But why'd you post it? I had to learn this the hard way, because I used to do that. I remember one time I posted on social media, oh, I was over here getting some groceries, da-da-da-da. About 2 weeks later, I had a wrestling match, and somebody that I didn't know, man, I wish I'd have known you was at so-and-so, and I would have went out there and da-da-da-da. Now, me being a person of a star status, I ain't going to say like a star, but whenever you're doing something like sports where the public people is noticing you and stuff, there's a certain way you have to present yourself. There's a certain status that you have to keep yourself at. I don't care what anybody said. They can sit here and say all along, I'm just going to be me, which I do be me most of the time. But at the same time, to keep the fans coming back to seeing you play, and you have to act a certain way. So that's the way you got to be. But this guy said that about me and me being at the grocery store, and it made me realize, well, this guy, I don't know this guy. What if he's some kind of psycho or whatever, and he goes on my social media and sees that I'm at the grocery store, and I don't know why somebody would want to shoot my cute self or whatever, but he could go and kill me. You don't post everything on your social media. You got to be careful with who you bring into your life. Remember, I talked about that in other episode. You got to be careful with who you allow into certain aspects of your life, because you don't know what that person's thinking. And so while we're in the dating pool, when you're sitting here posting all this stuff on Facebook, when you sit here posting all this stuff on Twitter, you are drawing these type of people in your life, and you're not understanding that these certain things are what's causing you to have them people. And on the flip side, the actual good people that want to show you a good time and good people that wants to do something right in your life or whatever, and the first thing they see is you talking about, I shook my booty and twerked last night, they're going to be like, oh, well, that person's a hoe. Oh, shoot, I got bands. Oh, well, that person sells. I ain't interested in that. So you have got to watch what you put on social media. Okay, this is going to be my second break. And when I come back, I'm going to finish up this episode. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the third part of What's the Problem? And we're just going to jump right back in this thing. So the next thing that people are focused on, they're focused more on the sex than the personality. How big is his, you know what? What does that girl's mouth do? Because if she doesn't do that, then I don't want her. They turn around and sex toys are taking up more of their sex life than their actual sex life. How long can they go? Can they go for about an hour, 2 hours? I can't be with somebody that's only a 10-minute person. All this stuff that they make more important than what they need. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that you should settle for somebody that's 3 minutes or whatever. But here's my thing. People base their wants on things that's not important, like I said before. I have heard people say, oh, that's a Pisces. Oh, that's an Aquarius. Oh, that's that. They're not for me. So when they talk about sexual things, they think because a guy doesn't have a big thing, then that guy can't satisfy them. Well, what if his thing hooks? I mean, I'm getting a little, out there with it, but what if that satisfied you? You just don't realize it. What if the girl don't do that, but her stuff is nice and moisturized? That's how I'm gonna put it. Then you don't know what a person can do in bed that can really rock your world. Now, we grown, or most of us is grown, and if your kids is watching, then they probably shouldn't be listening to this, but I'm just going to be grown and say that, of course, I've had sex. I mean, obviously, I got 2 kids, so obviously I've had sex. And a couple of women have surprised me at the things that they could do. And there are some women that surprise me because of things they cannot do. And that doesn't mean that they were bad, but that just means that, we don't match. Every person is a very individual person. You cannot go by how they look and what their status is. So you got to watch that. Instead of focusing on who the person is all around, they're focused on the sex. A guy could be an amazing guy and do the best things for you or whatever. And just because his thing is not 8 inches, it's 4 inches instead of 8 inches, you're already throwing him out the door. Just because a girl can be strong-willed and can build a guy up and take care of his man and stuff and take care of the kids, but just because she doesn't go down, just because she doesn't do anal, just because she doesn't do the splits in bed while y'all are by yourselves, you don't want her. So we base these things on the sex, and we lose a lot of good partners because we base it on what they can or cannot do in bed, or what you think they can do in bed. The next thing, they're focused more on being entertainment or center of attention than being their natural selves. They're all on social media for entertainment. I said that before. Let me post myself in the bikini. Hold on, take a picture. Let me put this on Snapchat. Hold on for a second. If I don't have this wig, I can't go anywhere. If I ain't got my toes and nails done, I can't do this. Yo, if I don't have the fresh Jordans, I can't go nowhere. I mean, I don't wear khakis, so I don't have no clean blue jeans, so I can't do this. They are focused on the center of attention. Hold on, my ride is dirty. Why would I want to go out with a ride that's got a little dust on it? They are trying to maintain an image rather than finding a person that likes them for them. So there's another part to that too. So because they're focused on their image, when somebody comes up that doesn't look like a person that they would be with, they turn them away. I done came across girls. I'm not the best looking thing in the world. I'm sexy as hell, but I'm not the best looking thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I do got a gut and all that stuff, which a lot of people, it don't matter, but some people it do. So because I'm not the best looking thing in the world, there have been females that I came to and talked to or whatever that I'm like amazing to. And because I don't look like a certain guy that they were talking to or was talking to, or a guy that they would rather talk to, they push me to the side. Oh, well, you just a good friend. You know, you just there for me and I don't want to mess that up. When really you're trying to tell me, I mean, I'm not stupid. Really you're trying to tell me you're not interested in me because I don't look like this light-skinned guy with waves in his head, or a guy that has a six-pack, or a guy that's all muscular and all that other stuff. I don't look like that. So it's not somebody they want. Because you think that will mess up your image, you don't take that person on. And they could be the most amazing person in the world and you done turn them away. So you got to quit focusing on being the center of attention or maintaining an image. Number 6, I've said 5 things. I know I haven't numbered and I just messed up and said 6, but I'm going to go ahead with it. Number 6, they focus more on their physical looks rather than their actual image. Because I walk by and I see this girl that boobs hanging down kind of close to their stomach. She's not right for me. Oh no, he got too big of a stomach. I like a real skinny guy. He don't have the muscles. He has too much muscle. She ain't light skinned. She got to be mixed. She got to be able to do this. I mean, they're focused on the physical part rather than getting to know somebody. So if that person approaches them, they're already shutting that person down in their mind instead of allowing yourself to meet that person. Now, at the same time, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying to allow everybody that walks up to you, allow them to give them a chance. Because sometimes you can know how a person is right off the bat. You can. So presentation is everything. But at the same time, don't already have your mind completely made up before you allow that person to come. Because you never know. You never know. They got to have the fresh haircut every week. They can't go anywhere unless they have eyelashes and wigs and makeup. Got to keep the newest Jordans. Can't go a week without having their nails done. Yes. Now let me talk about that. I have dated women that, oh my gosh, you gotta have nails. I gotta have my nails done. I gotta have my lashes. I can't go out with my wig. My natural hair. I gotta have a wig. They're constantly doing that, making themselves look like what I've read in a post before, Barbie. Let me give y'all a little advice, women. Most of the men I know, they would like a woman looking more natural than they would all made up and all that stuff. So if you got in your head that that's what men want, then I'm here to tell you, no ma'am. You gotta have your nails done. Oh, it's just for me. It's for my image. Okay, well, what are you doing that for yourself for? What's the purpose of it? Just to make me feel good? Well, then why you sit here hollering about I don't have a man and I want a man and I don't have a woman? Come on now. They feel like they have to have these things to be noticed. You ain't got to have those things to be noticed. How you carry yourself is people will notice it. That's why you hear a lot of Christian people walk up, well, I can tell that you're a church person, or I can tell that you're a Christian. Not about how they look, but how they act. Oh, I could tell she was a hoe. I could tell that he was doing drugs or da-da-da. How your personality will tell you a lot. You don't even have to dress up a certain way before people can figure out what's going on in your life. So, you ain't got to be that. They're also, number 7, they're focused more on holding on to the past rather than healing and moving on from the past. This has been one of the biggest problems I have came across in dating. You just like the other men or the other woman that I was with. We can't move forward until I heal. This happened to me before. You already putting a nail in your relationship before you giving a chance for the relationship to work, because you're so stuck on what happened in the past and won't allow yourself to move on from it. Now, that hurts a lot of relationships. That's hurt a lot of marriages. A lot of marriages. You have missed a lot of opportunities to have the person that could possibly be of your dreams because you're so stuck on, well, I'm still broken. I have to allow myself to heal. And there's nothing wrong with allowing yourself to heal. But the good person that came along probably done moved on to somebody else. And then I hear you say, well, if it's meant to be, we'll end up together one way or the other, which is true. But if that's the case, then quit posting on social media and quit telling everybody, I need me a man, I need me a woman, and this and that and other. Because the person that you should have been with, you passed up a long time ago. And at the same time, I'm not sitting here saying that you should just drop it and move on, because different people heal in different ways. But what I am saying is, a lot of times you miss opportunities just because you're so focused on that. Allow yourself to heal, but allow yourself to go ahead and move on. There's nothing wrong with having a conversation with a person. There's nothing wrong with going out every so often. But if you're so stuck on, well, I'm broken, so I need to move on. I mean, I need to heal and stuff like that. You're going to lose a lot of opportunities. A lot of good men and women you're going to lose because of that. Talking about I can't move forward until I heal. Why? Let me be honest with you. If a person turned around and hurt you and crushed you and broke your heart, and you're still broken, that other person then probably 9 times out of 10 moved on with their life. And there you go, stuck. I'm very big on stuff that controls me. I don't like anything that controls me. And what I mean by that, I don't like to take medicine. I do take it. Don't get me wrong. I don't like to take it. I don't like for a person to be in control of my mind. I don't like for a person to control my life. I allowed that to happen a long time ago. I was so stuck on what a person did to me and hurt me and stuff like that, that everybody that I came across was getting the flack from it. Oh, why are you wearing that? You going out to meet somebody? Why are you doing this? Are you sneaking behind my back? Everybody was catching the flack from it, and I was hurting them by doing that and pushing them away because I was doing that. And you could push a lot of good people away from doing that. So yes, find a way to heal and find a way to move on, but at the same time, don't put yourself in such a block and a hole that you miss the opportunity to have the person that can help you heal. Because at the same time, there are some people that have healed because they allow somebody to work with them and help them heal. Now, everybody's different. Everybody's an individual, but I would give that opportunity to somebody. So move past it if you possibly can. Allow yourself to be happy. The biggest problem that we have in dating is ourselves. This sums up everything. Ourselves. A lot of the reasons why we cannot get somebody is because we're not looking at ourselves. We're looking at other people. So look at yourself. Why do you keep getting those men that want to cheat on you all the time? What type of men are they? Why do you keep getting all those women that want to take your money all the time? What type of women are they? Because what they have said, what I have heard a lot of times is the same person comes to you, they're just in a different body. So when I hear women sit there and say all men are the same, no, they're not, because there are a lot of good married men out there that don't cheat. There's a lot of good men out there that don't cheat. There's a lot of good men that treat women with respect. But you don't want them. There's still a lot of good women out there as well. Now, with that being said, there was a woman that I had dated at one time. She was a good woman, sure enough. But the standards that she had set made it hard for you to want to date her. So, you got to watch your standards. We are so caught up in trying to put limits and label on things that we have lost the track of allowing things to happen naturally. We are so caught up in trying to live for the moment or get the things that we want. We lose track of living as ourselves and getting the things that we need. This is so true in so many ways. People were putting so many limits and labels on things. Oh no, we can't have sex for 30 days. Oh no, we can't go out on a date for 60 days. We got to get to know each other. Unless this person has this, unless she has that, unless this and that and other. We put so many limits and labels on things, we don't allow things to happen naturally. Before social media, before cell phones, before all the stuff that came on TV that you got access to now, people actually talked and got to know each other and their likes and dislikes, and they went out on dates and they actually learn each other and see if that's what they wanted. But now you got so much stuff on social media, on TV and stuff, that we don't do the natural things anymore. So we got to quit putting label on things. We got to allow things to happen naturally for themselves again. That's our biggest problem, is ourselves. Quit labeling stuff. Quit limiting yourself. Let it happen naturally. And I was just talking about this the other day. Each individual person is different. You don't have to limit yourself. I know people that have met each other and was married after about 3 to 6 months, and they lived happily ever after, so far anyway. I know people that was together for about 2 or 3 years before they finally decided to get married, and about a year later they divorced. I mean, I know people that turn around, had sex on their first date and been together for about 4 or 5 years. And then I've known people that have literally turned around and waited and then had sex and got married, and then boom. Every individual person is different. You can give somebody advice that works for you, but just because it works for you doesn't mean it works for them either. It doesn't matter what their sign is. It doesn't matter if they're black, white, Mexican, mixed, or whatever. Every individual person is different. Even identical twins have some differences about themselves. So quit trying to make somebody's relationship work because it works for you, because it might not work for them. There are plenty of other problems that I didn't discuss today, but hopefully they will be discussed in the other episodes. We will be bringing out a lot of these problems in deeper episodes. So y'all got to stay tuned to this series, because I am very excited. I'm sorry about this episode being so long, but like I said, number one, it's been a while since I posted a podcast. And number two, I had a lot to discuss. So I hope you was able to stay tuned and pay attention. I'm going to make just quick announcements. I still need to try to get more followers. Please, if you like my podcast, share it to other people. Please tell them to listen. I'm trying to reach about 50 followers. I'm about at 29 now. So please, if you please, share it with other people. Let them listen in and tell me what you think. Go to my Facebook page and message me, email me, or whatever you got to do, and let me know what you think. Tell me about other episodes you would like for me to discuss on, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Again, share this over and over. I'm trying to reach this goal. Pretty please. My YouTube binge song of the week. One that I always do. I always do a YouTube binge song of the week, a song that I will listen to and binge on constantly over and over again. And this song is an old school song by London Beat called I've Been Thinking About You. Don't ask me why, but I just love that song. The beat is good and you can dance to it. When I need some good energy for in the morning times, I will sit there and play it, and it'll get my day started on a good note. Everything on that song is just good. So go and listen to it. Tell me what you think about it and stuff. And if you have a song that you want me to listen to that you might think that I might like, send it to me and let me know. Hit me up on Facebook. Now, the next episode is going to be a real one. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a juicy one. This is an episode that some people probably will disagree with, but it is true. It is true. It is called You Get What You Give. You get what you give. People talk about what they want in a partner all the time, but what do you have to offer? We don't talk about what you have to offer. We don't talk about your behavior, and I'm not going to get into it now because it's going to ruin the episode, but how you carry yourself daily. This is going to be a great episode, so make sure you stay tuned. This is all for now. Again, I thank you for being a good follower. I thank you for listening to my story and bearing with me as I deal with this illness and this sickness. I hope that you're getting something from it. And if you're not, just at least give me a chance at a couple of other episodes. Thank you very much for listening in, and I hope each and every one of you have a great day, and I hope that I can continue to motivate and inspire your life one more time.